Hey, it's Matt Webley here. Hope you're doing all right. So you should try to start a business with AI now. Why now? Why not before? So obviously ChatGPT came out a few years ago and people were amazed by it, blown away by it, but it couldn't really do stuff. Like it could write stuff and it could give you advice and it could create reports and stuff, which was at the time groundbreaking, mind-blowing. I'm not selling that short. But it wasn't enough, really, for most people to actually make money. The copywriting wasn't that good. The articles weren't that good. Like, everything about it was only impressive to somebody that wasn't in the industry. Obviously, I've been in the internet marketing industry for over 25 years. Yes, I'm OG, dinosaur, getting ready for the grave, but that's how it feels. Long time on the internet to make your money, 25 plus years. But like as mind-blowing as ChatGPT was, and it was, I remember the moment I saw it, it was mind-blowing. You couldn't do that much with it. Like you could dupe some boomer into buying some rubbish article, but like you were duping people really. I spoke to one girl on an occasion that I met her out here, and she had copywriting clients, and I don't know if she was using Claude or she was using ChatGPT, but she openly admitted her copywriting clients knew she was using AI. So that makes her not a copywriter, it makes her an AI user, which props to her. She's doing seemingly impossible because at the end of the day, anybody can get a $20 subscription in ChatGPT and have the same quality of copywriting as her. Now she would stand behind the fact that, yeah, but do they know the strategy? Do they know how to get the best out of it? And fair enough, she might have some minute points there, but essentially you're capitalizing on somebody's ignorance. Fast forward to 2026, and yeah, all right, a bit of 2025, but fast forward to 2026. This is the year of the AI agent. Everything has changed. So whereby before you were like having to dupe some boomer because they don't know what AI is, and still, to be fair, probably the majority of people don't really understand AI in the slightest, even if it's in its most simplest form, even though it's starting to permeate every part of life. In 2026, agents are here, and what's an agent? An agent can click the browser, it can sign into software, it can check your emails, it can download stuff, it can create stuff, it can code, it can do tasks on the internet that maybe you even couldn't do 12 months ago. And now you can have a team of AI agents spun up that are doing these things for you. So why should you start an AI business now as opposed to before? Now, caveat emptor, I don't think you should start something brand new that's like never been done before. I realize everybody's leaning into the AI stuff, and I think that is the right way to go. I don't think AI is going away. It's only going to get more and more prominent in our everyday lives. And your gap from knowing loads about it to everybody knowing loads about it is massive right now, but it will slowly erode away as people get it like in every part of their life, and it becomes a conversation on everybody's lips, like not just he's talking about AI again, but actually like, oh no, this has took Sally's jobs and the whole department's gone to this AI thing. Like it won't be long until like it's on the tip of everybody's tongue and people are forced to get to know about it. But right now, I still think the vast majority of even online business owners and people that are in the space of internet marketing and making money online, I think they don't even realize what it's capable of. I'm actually, in fact, I might link it down below this video. I'm actually putting together a free training that's going to walk you through what AI agents can do, why they're so powerful in 2026. And yeah, I think it's going to be next week, depending on when you're watching this. It might be in the past or in the future, but I'm gonna walk through it because I think that just having a demo from somebody that's not gonna just blind you with science and jargon and try and fill your head with a load of crap will be really useful for you. So me just saying, look, it can do this, it can do this, it can do this, it can do this, like will be like a jaw-dropping moment for you. Because I'm not, like I am impressed by the fact that AI can do like movies and stuff, but I've just been an internet marketer, a business owner for my entire adult life. So I'm less interested in AI as a tech. I'm more interested in AI and what it can do for you from an income stream generating point of view, or in your business to automate stuff and make money really. So I look at AI through that lens. What can it do for me in my business? What new income streams can I build? What income streams can I build that I wouldn't have done before because it would have took too much time and effort and stuff, that now I can actually train up a team of agents and just leave them running on it. So that's the lens that I look at AI through. In 2026, really, there's been a turning point this year, a lot earlier this year, but there's been a turning point this year whereby AI is now actually useful day to day, and you can train agents to do a business model by taking a business model. So let's say e-commerce. So let's say you're a private labeler doing e-commerce. So you've got a brand and you sell it on Shopify, Amazon, Walmart, Noon, whatever. So you've got a brand, and you're thinking, well, I order these products from China, I sell them on the marketplace. I understand my workflow. It's all right. It is what it is. Now, I would push back and say, look, I could automate 80% of your workflow, maybe closer to 95% of your workflow right now with current tech by training a team of agents on it. So if I wanted an e-commerce business to be essentially automated by AI, and I'm not talking about the simple stuff either. I'm not talking about like just the super basic, I have to click this every day and check this. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about creative stuff, like everything, every step of it. So if I was breaking down an e-commerce business, and you might do this differently if you're in e-commerce, and obviously I'm just riffing for this video, but I would break it down into a bunch of constituent parts. One of them might be product research. So I'd have an agent trained up on how to find products that are proven bestsellers elsewhere. Maybe I'd have that same agent monitoring competitor brands. Which ones, what products do they have that we don't have? And I would probably include finding gaps in that. So I would have that agent trained on going through the reviews. What are the criticisms that people bring up in all these competing products that I'm thinking about moving into? What are the criticisms that are mentioned in those reviews? You know, AI can read them all and surface those criticisms. So the same thing that keeps coming up. Oh, this yoga mat is not thick enough, right? Like, why can't we get a really thick yoga mat, right? Like, it's not very padded, for example, right? If that keeps coming up across all the competitors' reviews, well, if you wanted to improve the product, you could not only go, oh, well, yoga mats are selling well because your research agent has told you, but your research agent could almost surface gaps in that product. So it could say, well, everybody's doing 18 millimeter or less thick yoga mats. There's an opportunity to do 32 millimeter yoga mat, for example. I guess that's more like a mattress topper. I don't do yoga. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just riffing. But like, it could surface that. So you could have one agent that just looks for opportunities out there. So looks for bestseller lists, looks for outliers like stores that sell X amount, but there's some breadcrumbs given away. In fact, yeah, you could hook up to a tool that looks for this stuff. So whatever you could do with existing SaaS tools or whatever, you could have an agent just do it, either using the SaaS to do the research or just going on the marketplace and doing the research if your particular marketplace maybe doesn't have a tool or you don't want to pay for it, whatever. So you're training a research agent that finds product opportunities and surfaces what you should definitely include in your product, what you shouldn't, and then it creates it like a product sheet. So that's how, this is just me riffing, this is how I would maybe break this down. So you've got this agent that's trained on that. Then it would pass that over to another agent that is maybe a sourcing agent. So that agent would go, okay, these are the ideal specs for what we want. Let's go out there and look in the marketplace and see if we can find something with similar specs. And not just go off whatever the listing says, because oftentimes, especially these Chinese listings, these Chinese supplier listings, they often keyword stuff. So it might say 1080p, 720p, 540, but actually it's only one of them, do you know what I mean? But they're just listing everything. So it's like, it would go out there and actually look for the right product on like Alibaba. You could point it at other places. I don't know where you source these days, but Alibaba, maybe even AliExpress or wherever, right? To try and find suppliers, manufacturers, whatever, to supply a product. then that same agent, or it could be a different agent, could reach out to those suppliers. It could be trained to reach out to those suppliers in a very particular way, or not even in any particular way. It could just have a goal. We need to get these items, 500 units of this item with these specifications for no more than this price. Go find it. And it could reach out, it could send the messages, it could negotiate with the Chinese supplier when they get back to you with the goal of trying to get to $1 a unit or whatever with this specification and ordering samples and all that stuff. So you could have a sourcing agent that's trained on that entire process. So again, at this point, product research is done by an agent, sourcing is done by an agent. So then you get your products, you check them out. I like this product, I like that product. You could either have a different negotiation agent that negotiates on your behalf to try and, I don't know, squeeze them a bit more or get better terms or whatever, or just that same sourcing agent you could just say to the sourcing agent, yeah, this product's the best one, see if we can do X, Y, and Z, see if you can get the money down a little bit more for it, and then get me 500 ordered. Boom. And then all you probably have to do, and you don't have to do this, you could have a bot do it potentially, all you got to do is use your card details on the site or whatever, or what, not your card details, send a bank transfer. You've got to do that bit probably. And you probably want to do that bit, to be fair. You don't really want AI agents splashing the cash unless it's very metered and you have this pot of money and you can do this. So then it sources the product at the specification you want, already negotiated on price and terms, and then you get a shipment delivered to wherever you want it to be delivered to, whether that's the marketplace, a freight forwarder, whether it's to your own warehouse, whatever. So that's like your sourcing agent. And then you'd have maybe a product listing agent. So that product listing agent, you would have it trained on popular, successful, best-selling, competitors' listings, whatever you decide. So let's say you really like the way these do listings, you could essentially train your bot and say, I like how these do listings, do our listings like that. But don't copy it, right? And then it would train itself on how they write good listings, the titles, the bullets, the descriptions. You could even have it do the images. So you could take some little iPhone bad lighting on your carpet photos of it, feed it to that same listing agent, or maybe a photo agent that's trained specifically for that. And it could create you user-generated content, lifestyle photos, or just product photos of your product with white backgrounds or being in use or whatever, using AI, and then that would do that bit. So then you'd have an optimized listing with your photos on it. And again, you tell me one part of this process that you can't automate now. Now, the reality is, if you're pushing back on me and going, you can't do that, well, you can do everything I've just talked about. Everything. I can do everything I've just talked about. So you can't tell me that it can't do that when I'm telling you I can make it do that. So all of those steps of that e-commerce business so far only needed you to insert taste, to just go, yeah, I think it'd be better this shade of blue, not that shade of blue. Can you change it? Or, yeah, I'm looking at that and actually that product looks like it'd be good, but let's change it like this instead. Boom. Just inserting your own taste, inserting your own human stuff. It's arguably 80% AI process after it's trained, 20% you at most. Like I said, it could be 5% you. If you just want to leave the AI to it and then iterate and just change the training of the AI, cool, you can. And this is how I approach businesses now. This is how I look at businesses. I'm like, how can I break it down into these different parts? And then how can I automate it with an AI agent? And it's easier than it sounds once you've got your agentic harness set up and you've got your agents plugged into it and your LLM set up and all that stuff. So, and it's got connectors to the rest of your business. So all you're doing at this stage is voice noting your bots, voice noting your AI agents, and they're doing all this stuff. In fact, you wouldn't have to voice note it. You could just set it a goal or just set it an objective. Say, look, I want 10 new products in the next quarter that are proven bestsellers in other brands in my space, optimized, blah, 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 blah. And it'd go out there, find the products, do everything that I just talked about. And then you'd have samples, you'd have a listing created, you'd have your order coming in, and most of this, 80+% of this is now AI. You don't have to do anything other than taste, your subjective opinion, your human thoughts on it. just steering it as it goes, whilst it does the donkey work, right? So you can do these things at scale. So you got your listing, and then you've got your product sent in. Maybe you train another bot on pay-per-click. So maybe one of your strategies is you'd have your listing agent SEO it. So they'd rank it, try and rank it, optimize it for keywords and whatever else you do on the platform. And then maybe you'd have another bot that was the pay-per-click or the ads bot that it was just trained on building ad campaigns and optimizing the ad campaigns. And you'd be shocked. It could probably do that better than 99% of agencies can, and probably 99.9% better than you can. Like, I'm not being offensive, it just probably can. Unless you're an absolute expert and you've been doing it for years, then maybe you'd have a slight edge, but probably not, because the data on a pay-per-click campaign is just what it is. And even if you don't want to have the agent do the clicking the buttons on the marketplace and doing whatever with the ad platform, you can have it trained or hooked into some software that does that. So even if you don't want it actually in the marketplace clicking around, say it was Amazon, changing pay-per-click costs and stuff, you could have it controlling the software that you have doing that. So you can have multiple layers on this, and you can benefit from whatever's in the software and have the agent trained on the software and then let it control the pay-per-click. Whatever, but my point is, and there's probably a bunch of other different steps along the way, like whereby you could manage inventory, so like reordering, quality control checks. You could have different bots for all of this. And now this is how I see businesses. And so I don't think you should go build a new business in a new space like anti-gravity machines that aren't a thing yet, or a time travel machine, and try and look for something that no one's ever done before. I think you should go into old school proven businesses like that, like setting up your own private label brand of products, but AI enabling it, because I can guarantee 99% of your competitors are not. And they're not benefiting from the power of the research of the AI. They're not benefiting from the power of the analysis of the AI, the way it can crunch numbers and just see everything all at once and make decisions, intelligence decisions, not if this, then do that, or else. Not old school programming. We're talking about intelligence, like applying a brain, training it. And you don't even have to train it on everything. You just point it at the training. So you go, this course is a really good Amazon private label course. Go consume it, learn from it, and create skills on it, right? And make it your working knowledge, like make it the thing that your source of truth. If it says it in this course, then that is overriding whatever your little AI LLM brain is telling you from consuming all the garbage on the internet, right? So now it would flavor itself towards that course. So it's not even you that has to train it. It could consume the videos or the written content of somebody in that space to essentially become like a second brain of theirs, but that works for you 24/7 and orchestrates this team of AI agents. This is possible. Not just this one business model, not this one old school business model, not just e-commerce. I broke that down in this video just for you, just to give you an example of it. But any business, the businesses that I wouldn't unleash it on is super human touchpoint focused businesses. So if they expect a human being's face on a screen to do a call with them, that bit I would still leave as a human, right? So like sales calls, if you insist on doing sales calls, don't leave an AI voice agent. And you can get realistic AI sounding voice agents. You can even get realistic face agents. Don't let them do your sales calls without actually telling a human that it's an AI, because they'll just be like, what? Like it's not there yet, whereby it can do exactly this with my nuances, with my screwing things up, with my lack of perfection. It's still, to the trained eye, you can still spot an AI video, for example. So I wouldn't leave a live sales call with an AI agent yet, but that is fast approaching. I might not be saying that 1 year from now. Like, it's moving so quick in this space. You can do almost anything. So what's the strategy? What's the play for the rest of 2026? In my opinion, you take an old school business model one that's tried and tested, that's been around since the dawn of the internet or not far from it. So like a 15-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old business model that's been around forever, that you either understand or you know somebody that does, so you can point the bots at the training for it. And you should build out a team of AI agents to autonomously operate and build that business on your behalf, because they don't get tired, they don't get annoyed with you, they don't skive off work, they don't need a holiday, they don't need sick pay, they can work 24/7, and you can run them for $50 a month to maybe $200 a month-ish. If you're flat out, I'm talking about running maybe 5 businesses and they're blazing through it 24/7, they're just on it. Maybe you spend a few $100s a month then. But for most people that want to build a little side income stream, or 2 or 3 or 4, you'll probably get away with $50 to $100. And I'm only allowing the extra $50 just because you might want to pay for this tool, or pay for this weird little LLM, or pay for this weird little model that does something that maybe your standard models don't. But out of the box, GPT 5.5 and 5.6 now, Sol, will do 99% of the stuff. They'll do the images amazingly. They'll do the writing. They'll do the clicking the browsers and the thinking and the research and the analysis and the iterating. They can control your browser just like you can, right? But you could have 20 of them all working for you, all at the same time, doing different tasks. So hopefully you understand the power of actually building old school businesses, but with an agentic team, an AI team of AI employees or AI agents. If you don't get it now, after that video and after hearing what I'm saying, then the only thing I can think of is 2 things. One is you're thick and you just don't understand anything and you're screwed and you're never going to make it, which I don't believe it's that one. The other one is you've got to see it for yourself. It's all right me saying it can do this, it can do that. You've got to see it for yourself, and you've got to see how a non-technical person could do it. So if you're thinking, yeah, but that sounds really complicated, no, it's really easy. Once you've set up your agentic harness and loaded in your AI agents, training them's easy, having them operate is easy, and anything that goes wrong with it or needs any kind of level of tech to it, you have the AI do it. So actually what I'm talking about is not beyond you. You just don't know what you don't know. You don't know it's a thing yet. So suspend disbelief. I'll put my link down below for my training. If it's not there straight away, it will be there later. So set yourself an alarm and say to come back 24 hours later. Go register for that training, because I'm gonna. If all of this stuff's had you going, what are you talking about? It sounds too difficult. Sounds this, sounds that. If you're skeptical in any way, then make sure you click the link and attend my free training that is happening next week. Like I say, it's free. Limited seats though, just due to the webinar software that I'm using. So go click the link, go register for it, and I'll see you on that training where I expect I will blow your mind, because it's cutting edge stuff that is fire. And you can do it, and you can apply it to an old school business model, and you can make a disgusting amount of money using AI. Earnings disclaimer, not promising a penny, never have, never will. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. It'll get about 35 views, as all my videos do, but here I am sat in my apartment making you videos. Oh, I can click the button now, look at this, for nobody to listen and watch. But still, I appreciate you that do. Even if it's 35 people that actually do watch this, I appreciate you. Turn up to the free training, I'll reward you. Thanks a lot, bye-bye.